The sunlight poured in through the tall windows of Sterling Corporate Tower, creating golden patterns on the marble floor where Andrew Martinez was diligently cleaning the lobby. At 29, Andrew took great pride in his work as a building maintenance specialist, ensuring every surface shown and every detail was immaculate for the professionals who worked in the impressive office building. Andrew had been with Sterling Corporation for 3 years, arriving early each day and staying late to maintain the flawless environment the company's executives expected. Known for his quiet professionalism, he was well liked by the staff, from the security guards to the senior vice presidents, because of his gentle, respectful manner. On this particular Thursday afternoon, as Andrew was polishing the brass fixtures in the lobby, he heard the soft sound of small footsteps on the marble floor. Looking up, he saw a little girl, probably around 4 years old, in a sparkling turquoise dress. Her curly blonde hair bounced with each step, and she held a brown teddy bear tightly in her arms. The child was clearly searching for someone, her bright eyes scanning the lobby with a determination that only children seem to have when they're on an important mission. Andrew glanced around and noticed a woman in business attire standing near the elevator, speaking intently on the phone. The woman appeared to be in her early 30s, exuding an air of authority that indicated she was likely one of the building's executives. As Andrew observed, the little girl's eyes landed on him, and her face broke into a smile that seemed to light up the entire lobby. She walked straight toward him with the bold confidence children have when meeting someone new. "Hello," the girl said politely, stopping just a few feet from where Andrew knelt beside his cleaning supplies. "I'm Emma. What's your name?" Andrew set down his polishing cloth, smiling warmly, and gave Emma his full attention. "Hello, Emma. I'm Andrew. That's a lovely dress you're wearing." Emma beamed with pride, smoothing her dress with one hand while clutching her teddy bear with the other. "Thank you. Mommy bought it for me because today's a special day. We're meeting someone really important." "That sounds exciting," Andrew replied, charmed by Emma's enthusiasm and the serious way she spoke about her special day. Emma tilted her head, studying Andrew's face with intense curiosity, the kind of focus children bring when observing the adult world. "Andrew, do you like little girls?" she asked with innocent directness, causing Andrew to smile even wider. "I think little girls are wonderful," he replied. "They're smart, kind, and they ask really good questions." Emma nodded solemnly, as though Andrew had just passed an important test. Then, with a serious tone, she asked the question that would change everything. "Andrew, are you my new daddy?" Andrew's breath caught in his throat. The question was so unexpected, filled with hope and innocent trust, that it left him speechless. He looked up and saw the woman near the elevator, now finishing her phone call, walking toward them with an expression that mixed embarrassment and concern. "Emma, sweetheart," the woman called gently as she approached. "I told you to stay close while I finished my call." Emma turned to her with excitement. "Mommy, I found him. I found my new daddy. His name is Andrew, and he thinks little girls are wonderful." The woman's face flushed with embarrassment as she reached them. "I'm so sorry," she said to Andrew, her voice full of genuine distress. "Emma's been asking about meeting her new father today, and I'm afraid she's gotten confused about who that might be." Andrew stood slowly, still processing the child's innocent question and the implications of what the woman had said. "Please don't apologize. Emma is a delightful little girl, and she hasn't done anything wrong." The woman extended her hand to Andrew. "I'm Victoria Sterling. Emma is my daughter, and I'm afraid she's put you in an awkward position." Andrew shook her hand, immediately recognizing her name. Victoria Sterling was the CEO of Sterling Corporation, the woman who ran the company that employed him and many others. "I'm Andrew Martinez. I work in building maintenance here." Emma tugged on her mother's skirt. "Mommy, Andrew's perfect. He's nice and smiles at me, and he has kind eyes, just like you said Daddy would have." Victoria knelt down to Emma's level, speaking gently but firmly. "Emma, darling, we've talked about this. Today we're meeting Robert for lunch. He's the man I've been dating, and I wanted you to meet him and see if you like him." Emma's face fell slightly, but she looked back at Andrew with firm conviction. "But Mommy, I like Andrew better. Can we keep him instead?" Andrew was deeply moved by this exchange. He could see the love between mother and daughter, and also sense Victoria's struggle as a single mother trying to make decisions about her family's future. "Emma," Andrew said gently, kneeling so they were eye to eye. "It sounds like your mommy has made some very careful plans for today. Sometimes, grown-ups have to make tough decisions, and it's important to trust that your mommy knows what's best for both of you." Emma thought this over, then reached out to touch Andrew's hand. "Andrew, if you can't be my daddy today, will you be my friend? Friends are important too." Andrew's heart warmed at the child's simple wisdom and generosity. "I'd be honored to be your friend, Emma." Just then, a man in a sharp suit approached them, glancing at his watch with impatience, as if he wasn't used to waiting. "Victoria," he said, barely acknowledging Andrew or Emma. "I've been waiting upstairs for 20 minutes. Is this going to take much longer?" Victoria stood, her expression tightening slightly. "Robert, I'm sorry. Emma wandered off for a moment, and I just wanted to make sure she was safe." "Emma, this is Robert." "Robert, this is my daughter, Emma." Robert glanced down at Emma with a forced smile, the kind adults sometimes use when trying to show interest in children, but not quite knowing how. "Hello, Emma," he said stiffly. "Your mother tells me you like dolls and tea parties." Emma looked at Robert, then back at Andrew, her young mind clearly comparing the two. "I like lots of things," she replied politely but without enthusiasm. Andrew observed the interaction with growing understanding. Robert seemed like a successful, well-meaning man, but it was clear he lacked a natural connection with children. Emma, too, seemed to sense this. "Well," Robert continued, eager to move on, "perhaps we should go to lunch now. I've made reservations at Le Bernarda. It's very exclusive." Emma's face scrunched in confusion. "Is that a place where kids can eat too?" Robert's smile became even more strained. "It's a very sophisticated restaurant, Emma. I'm sure they can find something for you." Andrew noticed Victoria's expression change as she watched the exchange. It was as if she was seeing Robert through her daughter's eyes for the first time. "Actually," Victoria said thoughtfully, "maybe we should go somewhere more family-friendly. Emma, what kind of food would you like?" "Pizza," Emma said immediately, her face lighting up again. "And maybe Andrew could come too. He looks like he'd be fun at pizza." Robert's face contorted with horror at the idea of both pizza and inviting the maintenance worker to their lunch. "Victoria, surely you can't be serious about this." Andrew stepped forward, sensing the rising tension. "Thank you for the invitation, Emma, but I think this is a special time for you and your mommy and Robert to get to know each other better." Emma wasn't ready to let it go. She walked over, took Andrew's hand, and reached for her mother's, forming a small circle between the three of them. "Mommy," Emma said with the serious wisdom children sometimes possess, "I think Andrew understands what makes people happy, and I think he'd make us happy too." Victoria looked down at her daughter, then at Andrew, and something shifted in her expression. For the first time, she seemed to truly see Andrew, not just as an employee but as the kind, respectful man who had treated her daughter with patience. "Andrew," Victoria said quietly, "would you like to join us for pizza? I think Emma's right that you understand something important about what makes people happy." Robert sputtered with indignation. "Victoria, this is ridiculous. You can't seriously be considering this." "I am considering what's best for my daughter," Victoria interrupted firmly. "And right now, that seems to be spending time with someone who genuinely enjoys her company." 6 months later, Andrew and Victoria sat on a park bench, watching Emma play on the swings with the same joyful energy she'd had on the day they first met. Their relationship had blossomed naturally, built on shared values and Andrew's love for both Victoria and Emma. "You know," Victoria said to Andrew as they watched Emma, "I never properly thanked you for that day in the lobby." Andrew smiled, squeezing her hand. "You don't need to thank me. Emma knew exactly what she was doing when she asked if I was her new daddy. Sometimes children see things adults miss." Emma ran over, breathless from playing but glowing with happiness. "Andrew, Mommy, did you see how high I swung? I was flying." "We saw, sweetheart," Andrew replied, lifting Emma onto his lap. "You're definitely a champion swing flyer." Emma snuggled against his chest, then looked up at both adults with a satisfied smile. "I'm glad I picked the right daddy," she said matter-of-factly. Robert didn't know how to have fun, but Andrew knows how to make every day special. Victoria and Andrew exchanged a look over Emma's head, both marveling at the wisdom of the little girl who had seen what they needed before they even knew it. Sometimes, Andrew reflected, the most important questions are asked by the smallest people, and sometimes, the answers to those questions change everything in the most beautiful way possible. Emma hadn't just been searching for a new daddy that day in the lobby. She'd been looking for someone who could make their family complete. Someone who understood that love isn't about fancy restaurants or expensive clothes, but about the simple joy of making each other happy. The little girl who had asked, "Are you my new daddy?" had been choosing their future one gentle question at a time.